Hello and welcome to Light Waves by todderbert. In front of us, we have the Armytek Prime C2 Pro. This is an 18650 powered everyday carry flashlight. You can find this premium flashlight at armytek.com for around $85, though it does have free shipping over $50. Not a bad deal. Black Friday's coming. You might want to wait and see what kind of deals they have. Let's take a look at the flashlight. Armytek Prime C2 Pro. No hassle, 10-year warranty. Nice. Everyday carry light. I got the warm version. They have a cool version as well. The warm version has an output of 2230 lumens. 120 meter throw. 6.5 month runtime. Nice. Mag charger. Got some bullet points at the bottom there. On this side, quite a bit of information. Just kind of go through it real slow. Kind of see the weights. Yeah, I love the submersion. 10 meters for 5 hours. Impact resistance of 10 meters. Yeah, this thing's super durable. Look at all these step modes. 3 turbos, 3 mains, and 3 FireFlies. And 3 strobes. Yeah, it's cool. Alright, there we go. And then this side here, I think it's just pretty much what you get. You get a holster. See, I think that's pretty neat. Getting a holster is a sweet thing. And then the back here, they kind of have their, oh yeah, their little scan and view more. So I can get in there. I don't know if you can do it off your own screen, but there's some kind of code. Alright, you get the idea. But there you are. Some, a little bit of backstory on this light, all in one shot there. Alright, cool. Awesome. Alright, so we're done with the box. Let's see what we get in there. Star of the show. Yeah, see, these are nice size. I like the size. It's compact, smooth, no frills, all business. That's what this light's about. Loving it. You get that holster I mentioned. Nice. It's a simple kind. You got kind of a hook here, and you got your belt, the belt loop. Stretchy. Yeah, pretty basic, but nice, functional. Get the mag charger. This is a 1 amp deal. You got 2 LEDs on here. You have a green battery one saying it's ready. You have a charging status here. If it's solid red, it's charging. If it's flashing red, you have to turn the cap a quarter turn to start the charging process. They want you to disengage the flashlight, the ability to turn it on, so you can start charging. That's how they have it set up. If it's flashing red, it means you gotta do that to start the process. And I think if it's orange, it doesn't have enough power. You have to provide more power for it to charge. But I haven't seen that yet, so. But there you go. Mag. Cool. Nice. Standard USB on the one end. Alright, cool. Yeah, that's the mag base on the bottom. Alright, and then what else do you get? A couple extra O-rings. Always nice because the back tail utilizes 2 O-rings for extra water tightness. And then our instructions are really basic. Now, on these here, it does have a PDF you can download. And it's mainly, it gives everything here, and then it gives an additional thing about turning on and off the minder light. I'm not really using that, so it's the little flash. It tells you the battery status. It'll do it all the time or not. It's up to you. They give you directions how to do that, but that's, you know, it's a little process. So I'm just going to go over these basic instructions here. You got warnings. Yay. Warranty and service. There you go. That's it for this because everything else is in different languages. Oh, there you go. All right, great. We're done with that. Let's get to the light. Yeah. The fun part. All right, I'm going to zoom it on down, go over dimensions. Yeah. All right, so length. We have a length of 4 5/8 of an inch, or 117 millimeters. We have a head diameter of exactly 1 inch, or 25 millimeters, and a tail diameter of 15/16 of an inch, or 24 millimeters. Looking pretty nice, this bad boy. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a premium market, this might be one for you, definitely. Liking that a lot. Button here, turn on and off. Nice oversized button. I like that. Fits my thumb. Perfect. All right, let's do a size comparison here. I'll bring this back up. Got some typical flashlights and bench items here. Let's see what we got. We got AA powered flashlight, the PokeLit Ace Beam AA. So single AA power. Awesome. Just to get an idea for compactness. An 18650 flat top. The cool thing about this Prime C2 Pro is it runs on flat top 18650s. I love that. I think that's amazing. And of course, you have the built-in charging for the flat tops. I recommend getting flat tops that have 10 amp discharge or higher because this light does produce some power, or output there. So yeah, definitely like this Molly cell's a good one here, or a high discharge Sony or something like that would be a good one. All right, what else we have? Another Molly cell. What's this one here? 21700. Yeah, flat top. Okay, give you an idea what's going on. And then last but not least, I think I have a bigger flashlight on the bench here. Here we go. This is one I carry quite a bit. This is a Sulfur IF23 Pro. It's kind of a monster size. It uses a 21700 for its battery source. As you can see there, it's got quite the lumen amount. I think this is 5,000 lumens. Yeah, it's awesome. Walking with that. But look how big that thing is. It's definitely a chunko. So anyway, okay, let's go over features of the C2 Pro. All right, we'll zoom it back on down. All right, so weight on this bad boy is 68 grams without the battery and 118 with the battery. So it gives you an idea how heavy it is. Of course, it was in the manual there. But yeah, let's go to the front end here. So the front end, we have a steel bezel, which is really nice. It's going to add some strength to the front end. And it's crenellated, so you can strike with it if you have to, try to break glass. Okay, no ceramic beads, but it may work there for you. I just like how they do that. Down in there, we have a tempered glass protective lens over the TIR optics. That's nice. I got a big heavy O-ring gasket there too as well. So yeah, you got the optics down there providing a 70 degree spot and 120 degree spill. So it's got a nice beam pattern to it. So let's go ahead and turn it on, give you an idea. All right, we'll actually do this in the dark so you can get a better idea of the spot and flood. But yeah, I don't quite have enough to show here. All right, turn it back off. All right, what else is going on here? Quite a bit to go over. So the LED down there, now it didn't have anything on the box. There was nothing on the website. I kind of searched around and I found a person talking about it. He said is a Cree XHP 50.2. Now again, this is most likely. It's not confirmed. He says warm LED had a color temperature near 4,000. I would say 4,000 to 4,500 Kelvin. He said the color rendering index was 75. I would say 75 to 80 plus. Again, just by use and comparing it to the lights I have. So take it or leave it. If you know the exact, let me know. Post it in the comments section. But I'm guessing that's what it is. And they usually use high quality LEDs. So I'm leaning towards it being a Cree. If it's an Nichia, they would have had it printed on the box. That's what they do when it's a Nichia LED. They get excited about that. It's a big deal for them to print that. So the body here is aluminum alloy, aircraft grade with a hard anodized matte finish. As you can see, it's nice matte. Now this matte feels good. In the past, they thought kind of a gritty feel. This one has a nice strong, smooth feel to it. I like that. This does feel nice. Yeah, good setup. Cool. Now if you look here, we got cooling fins, a spot for the clip that goes here or back here. I got it on the back side, so you can reverse it, move it around as you so desire. That's a neat setup there. There's our charging mag base. So this holds itself pretty strongly, holding up a 21700 flat top. So you know it can hang. So that's not bad to have a mag base. I'm cool with that, especially on a smaller light. It's not a big deal. Bigger lights, I tend not to like having mag base, but this one I'll let slide because, yeah, it does a good job. But yeah, the only thing I have a gripe too about this clip is kind of dink compared to other lights that have longer, What do I got handy here to give you an idea? Let's see, I got a through night 18650. Here you go. You can see this is the kind of clip I like or I'm used to. This thing just, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why it's so dink. I don't know. It's more like vest used. Yeah, if you had it up here, I guess that would make sense, but something with deeper carry would be nicer. That's just what I'm used to again. Some people will complain about that, but yeah, it's different. I don't know about it yet. Still thinking about it. So inside here we have the dual O-ring design for that water tightness, and behind here we will find our battery, which is a 3500 flat top. So you got, yeah, quite a bit of capacity. And I like the idea that it does have the ability to run flat tops. So it's dual spring design to protect the battery. So you got a spring in the back here and a spring down forward. There you go. And our battery here is a Armytek branded. Now they say it's Korean or Japanese make, so could be LG, could be Sanyo. So you get the idea. Awesome. Samsung, excuse me, they're Samsung as well. I should mention that. All right, cool. And then there's the double O-ring seal. Doing this on camera, I don't want to cross thread. Yeah, the threads are rather fine on this one. That's a strong spring. Okay, there we go. Won't be doing that often. Only when you got to change that battery. Stick with the mag charger, unless you're one of those who likes to charge their batteries in a dedicated charger. All right, there we go. Hey, charger, sweet. Armytek, awesome. Okay, so that's that. And of course, like I mentioned, it will run on any standard 18650 flat top. So that's awesome. And that's just kind of what I'd put in there. Even though it doesn't have the capacity, it's 2800. I'd still use this too because it can discharge up to 30 amps. Sweet. Loving that. Okay, so power switch is real easy to go over. Actually, I should go over the other things. IP68 waterproof, 10 meters for 5 hours. You saw that. Amazing. 10 meter drop resistance. Amazing as well. You just can't beat that. So the side switch. Okay, so this is silicone. So it's like a rubberized. Okay. And it's got a LED underneath. It'll tell us the power here. It flashes. You see there? Every 4 seconds it flashes and then it stops after a certain amount of time. You can have that always on by doing a certain combination of loosening the tail, holding the button, tightening the tail, holding it so long, and then letting go. Something like that. So it's a pretty basic setup to change it to flashlight minder. But typically I don't need that, so I'm not going to have a parasitic drain. I'll just leave it as it is. I don't want it always running. I don't need it. So most people don't. But yeah, let's use it. So this has 2 modes. This has a general and advanced group mode, which you saw probably in the pamphlet. General has FireFly 1, FireFly 2, the 3 main modes, and Turbo 2 by default. That's weird, I have to say by default, because that can change depending on the last turbo used in the advanced mode. So if you're like going back and forth between modes and you use Turbo 3, the highest, in the advanced mode last, and you go back to general, that will be your turbo mode now in general mode. Kind of interesting how they do that. But anyway, you get the what's that, 1, 2, 5, 6 modes in the general. But right now we have it set in the advanced mode, which is pretty simple to get to. You just loosen this. Hold. Actually, by me taking the battery, I might have reset it. Let's see. Turn it on. Okay, so long press. Okay, so FireFly. And now if we cycle. Okay, so we're still in the advanced mode. Good. So to get it to the general mode or advanced mode, you just quarter turn the tail, press the button, hold the button, tighten the tail, wait for it to do a confirmation flash, and then let go, and now you're in the other mode. So that's how easy it is, very basic. So we're in advanced mode. That's what most people are going to use because you get access to all steps. You get the 3 FireFlies, the 3 regular mains, and the 3 turbos, plus your 3 strobes. You can't get strobe on the general mode. So yeah, let's go through them. So turning the flashlight on and off is 1 click. We're in FireFly mode there, 1 click off. Okay, so it starts out in FireFly or last use mode. So this is FireFly. So if you're in FireFly mode, you just press and hold and it'll cycle the 3 FireFly modes. So FireFly 1, 2, 3. There you go. FireFly 1 is really good. It's I would say, what's that, 14th, I don't know what it is. Actually, it's like a 1.5 tenths of a lumen. It's pretty small. And it'll run for 200 days on that lowest setting. 6.5 months right here. That's absolutely amazing that it can run that long. Love it. As FireFly 2 is 9 tenths of a lumen for 40 days. And then, of course, FireFly 3 is 4.5 lumens for 12 days. Amazing. Okay. And I'll go over the others here in a second. To get to the other modes, so double tap. Now we're in main modes. So now we're going 37 lumens, 140, and 325. Give you an idea what's going on here. Okay, and then if you double tap, while it's still on, it goes to the FireFly mode, back up to the main modes. Now if you want to go to the turbo modes, it's 3 clicks. Now again, to get to main or these turbo modes, you can do it from on or off, which is nice. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're in turbo mode. Press and hold to cycle these. So you got turbo 1, 2, 3. So you got 760, 1590, 2230. Nice. And of course it starts throttling, so we're going to talk about that in a second. But that's how simple that is. Again, and I think from off, you can press and hold and keep holding to cycle from FireFly all the way up to turbo 1. Let's go check that out. So press and hold from off. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. And it'll keep cycling. So you got access to 7 modes right there, but just right from off. So you don't have to muster with the double clicking or triple clicking. You can just find your mode you want by just press and hold from off. Nice. Okay, and then strobe. You're probably wondering what strobe modes. Yeah, let's go ahead and it's 4 clicks from off or on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got strobe. Of course, you can't handle. Don't look away. This is a high intensity one. This is the strobe 3, I believe. 2230 lumens, 10 hertz, 5 hours. Let's hit it again. Okay, turns it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Press and hold. Okay, now we got a flasher. And then press and hold again. And a less intense flasher. Alright, cool. That's it. It's that easy to operate. I love it. Okay, let's go to the garage. We took some pictures of this flashlight in action. We'll do a quick desktop demo and then do final thoughts. C2 Pro. Okay, head to the garage where I took a bunch of pictures. This light's on Turbo 3, the highest setting. This is 2,230 lumens. Expect a runtime of 30 seconds before it throttles down to 570 lumens, running the remainder of the battery at 2 3/4 hours for a total throw of 121 meters. Now we're on Turbo 2, which is 1,590 lumens. Expect a runtime of 1.5 minutes before it throttles down to that wonderful 570 lumen. Definitely. I don't know where 570 came from. It's not any of the other modes, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of in between the Turbo 3 and Main 3. And expect a runtime of 2 3/4 hours again before it runs the battery out. Now we're on Turbo 3. This is 760 lumens. It will run about 22 minutes before it throttles down to 570 lumens. It runs the remainder of the battery out. Can you guess it? 2 3/4 hours. Now moving on to the main modes. This is Main 3. Well, these are the modes you're probably using the most. This is 325 lumens. I expect a runtime of 5 1/4 hours. I'd probably use this for my walking. Medium 2 or Main 2. This is 140 lumens. Expect a runtime of 12.5 hours. And yeah, 140 lumens gets a lot done, especially when I was in the garage. Main 1. Okay, we're getting down there. This is 37 lumens. This will run 40.5 hours. This is if you're trying to conserve the battery, but you need a little extra light. This is the setting to choose. And then the last picture is FireFly 3. Because the other 2 FireFlies wouldn't show up on camera, FireFly 3 is 4.5 lumens, and like I mentioned before, it runs for 12 days. Gotta love it. Okay, let's go back to the bench. Awesome. Do a quick demo here. Let me raise this up. Turn the light on. Let's see. Last used mode. So what do you think it's going to be on? Oh, look at that. It goes right to strobes. I didn't know I remembered strobe. That's really something I just learned. That's awesome. All right, so double tap. Okay, so I want to go to, I think I want to go, yeah, from off you can start out in FireFly. So we'll start out in FireFly. So turn these lights off here. Okay, see what this warm looks like. Maybe I'll turn, I have 23 to get an idea. Okay, so this is the lowest setting here. Okay, let's go up. Okay, so that's the 3 FireFlies. Let's go to the mains. So you got Main 1, Main 2, Main 3. You kind of see the beam pattern there. Your 120 spill and your 70-degree spot. Nice. Okay, so then let's go to turbo. I'm going to aim at the ceiling. So 3 presses and cycle. Press and hold to cycle. 2. Okay, so holding. Turbo 1, 2, 3. Nice and bright. And of course the table's just going to wash everything out. Yeah. Alright, let's go back. Press and hold. Cycle up. Alright, let's go grab my radio. Give me that. Oh, actually, you know what? I wanted to show you the color temperature between 23 Pro. Let's see, is that locked out? It's ready to rock. Okay. Turn that on. You can see now, yeah, big difference. This is like a cool white, and this is that warm tint. It's kind of got a kind of more yellowish rose tint to it. There you go. That's nice. It works out pretty good. Hopefully you guys can see that difference. Definitely, I can see it. Huge. Yeah, definitely want the warm because a light like this, I like it for inspections. Not bad. But easier on the eyes too. All right, great. Let's bring in a radio real quick. Do an RFI test. This is a radio centric channel. You might be using this with your radios. Now, I notice if you keep it a good 6 inches, 7 inches away, you won't get any RFI. But if you get really close to the antenna, you get tons. So let's go ahead and turn it on.
Delivers. This is attorney advertising. Waddle and Sylvie. It says we are your new home for the Chicago Bears. This is year 3. Well, this is day 1 of the future. All right, so Stan Cracked, we're your home for the new Bears. Oh, I like that. We're your home for the new Bears. I like it. This is the home of your new Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago. Boom! That's your promo right there. You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. Ah! Woo! And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they...
All right, great. You get the general idea. It's usable. It's just you can't get really close to where the antenna's at. All right. Let's go ahead and do final thoughts on this bad boy. Here we are. I like being able to cycle the FireFly modes. That's nice. Oh, here, man. All right. So yeah, single press on, single press off. Loving it. All right, let's go zooming on down. Let's talk about likes, dislike, wants, and overall opinion on the Prime C2 Pro. So likes, what do I like about it? Build quality. Yes, you can't beat the build quality in this. Wow. Amazing. Compact size. The beam pattern is a great beam pattern. Loving that. You saw it look really good. Edge to edge, not bad. Using all types of 18650 flat tops. Mentioned that a bunch of times already. The general advanced groups, I'm glad they have that because you could just use it right out of the box. You don't have to fuss. You don't have to mess around with knowing the different combinations. But if you want those extra modes, which you probably will if you spend the money, I would want all my modes. You're going to go to advanced group, so definitely need to have both. Though if you wanted to hand this light to somebody else, you just put it in general mode if you want them to figure it out easily. It's probably what you'd do. It's probably a good reason to have that. Easy to remember UI, again, very simple. Once you get used to the double clicking and triple clicking, 4 clicks, you get to remember that. Durable finish, yep, again, part of the build quality. Flashlight finder mode is optional. You can turn it on and off, which is nice. Again, it's a red, red, orange, green. So it'll flash. This is also for temperature too, I forgot to mention. So if it gets hot, this will flash red a bunch of times real quick every second. So something to keep in mind. If it starts doing that, you probably have an overheating condition. Just turn it off and let it cool. You'll know it's getting hot in the hand. I feel it now. It's warm in the hand just from using it that short time. I like the magnetic charge base. It's nice. It works. Again, I love the fact that it uses mag charge and it doesn't have a proprietary battery like Olight does. Olight has some goofy battery. This is not goofy, so yay for that. Let's see, steel bezel. I like the steel bezel on there. It looks sharp and it's functional. So yeah, kudos to them for adding that. Dislikes and wants. Well, I would like a model with a non-mag-based charger, maybe with a USB-C input somewhere on the light, just because some people may not want a magnetic base. And maybe they want to save some money, because I know adding the system here costs extra cash. So maybe they want like a, economy version of the same light with a simple USB connection, which, there's probably a market for. So that's just, I'd throw it out there. Price. It's a little pricey, $85. I'm not a fan of that high price. This definitely should be less. I'm a fan of it being probably around $59. That is me. That's a big difference from $85. But again, it's got to be the charger setup because you are getting that magnetic, the ease of just slapping on, slapping off. You don't have to worry about trying to fumble with a little connection. That is kind of nice. But if you don't have your charger, then you got to take this out and find a dedicated charger. So that's the big problem there. USB-C is nice because it's kind of universal. It's everywhere. It's in your car. Yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? Yep. What else? Anything else here? The clip? Yeah, this clip is, I don't know. It's something about it. I'm not a fan of this. It's too tiny, man. Look at this thing. They could do better with the clip, I think. I've seen a version where the Prime was in the middle and had a long clip, but that was a nice setup. I don't know what they're doing here by changing it to this little dude, but maybe have 2 of them. Maybe you have a shorty and a long one. I don't know. Right? Yeah. You can switch them out. wouldn't cost too much more to add extra clip. So overall, what am I thinking? If you're looking for a premium 18650 everyday carry light, the Prime C2 Pro should probably be on your short list. Yeah, because not many of these that have this durability factor, 10 meters, 5 hours in the water. That's a big deal. I've never seen one that high. And 10 meter drop resistance, that's a long ways down, 10 meters. So yeah, for it to survive that kind of fall, instead of just 1.5 meters, quite a big deal. So there you go. Give us a big thumbs up. The C2 Pro from todderbert. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of more from Armytek. They're just amazing. You can look at my other Armytek ones. The Doberman's an awesome one. That's a bad boy. Great throwing light. And then, of course, the Wizard, where it's a nice headlamp with different modes. Love that light as well. So those are definitely ones to consider if you're looking for premium lights. Definitely just search that. I'll have some in the iCard section up here. Check them out. And, of course, 3, comment down below what you think about the C2 Pro. Is this something you'd pick up and add to your flashlight inventory if you have a few already, like me? Because I'm sure if you're looking at this light, you probably have a few others. I don't think a beginner is going to go in and say, I need a Prime C2 Pro, because they're probably not even going to know about it unless they're aficionados and they're really into collecting and enjoying flashlights. So this is for you guys, the ones that love lights. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next awesome video.